First off, though, let's talk water bills. Guildford's MP critical that many water customers in Surrey facing additional water bill rises over the next couple of years. Households are set to see an unexpected increase in charges after the industry watchdog Ofwat gave 5 water companies, including Thames Water, the provisional go-ahead for an extra £3.4 billion in spending. Now, this is to help upgrade networks to cope with things like new housing. Zöe Franklin joins us now. Good morning.
Morning, James.
Morning. Right, so what do you make of these projected extra water bill rises?
So I think, like most people, I look at it and go, again? I mean, we're in a situation where we've seen our bills continue to rise, and yet we still have large numbers of leaking pipes. We know that Thames Water is one of the biggest people for leaks, where people are seeing the sewage continue to flow into the rivers. It really begs the question, is the model that we currently have for the water companies the right one? Because these companies are run for profit, and I really do question whether that profit is being reinvested where it needs to. So
Thames Water customers in Surrey will see their bills rise by £3 a year. And so, look, that isn't a huge amount, is it? But do you see the point that it will be spent on upgrading the infrastructure, though?
I do, and I really hope that it does go to the water infrastructure upgrades, because we've had all the outages, and we've talked about it before many, many times about how we see water outages here in Surrey. Bill payers are getting increasingly frustrated. So are we watching very carefully to make sure it actually is invested in infrastructure? But I still think it begs the question, do we need to change the model to something actually a little bit more like a mutually owned, a public benefit company, where actually you definitely know the profits are being reinvested rather than providing profits for shareholders?
How do you? It's a big knot, though, to untie. And we've got the water watchdog Ofwat, which I don't think you've said you don't think it's fit for purpose. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so the problem with Ofwat, it just doesn't have sort of the teeth to do what it needs to do in order to make sure that companies like Thames Water are not polluting our rivers, are reinvesting their profits where they need to go. So, and also we sometimes see those enormous raises for top executives. Actually, Ofwat aren't pushing back on that enough. And we've suggested for many, many years as Liberal Democrats that actually we need someone different. We suggest a Clean Water Authority. That would be all about pushing back on these big top executive raises, all of that sort of stuff, and holding the water companies to account in a way that we just don't see Ofwat doing.
It's been interesting, isn't it? Over the last couple of years, we've seen various things go wrong, and the communication, I would say, is getting slightly better. But in a bit of a way, the water companies, I don't know, from the outside, look like they just carry on doing what they want to do, really. Yeah,
and that's the thing. I think that's what part of the reason people get so frustrated with these bill rises is because they see it as business as usual. They don't see the improvements, and then they see their water bills go up. And actually, if the water companies are doing what they say they're doing, they need to communicate it better. People need to see the change rather than what we've got at the moment.
Right. Are you getting any whiff when you're no look Parliament? That's probably the wrong phrase, isn't it? But when you're actually in the Commons, that there is a want from government to actually change this. So
when Andy Burnham came in, he sort of started the conversation around maybe changing the approach on how water companies are managed. He's been much more willing to talk about the idea that actually Thames Water in particular could be taken into special administration. I personally think that has to be done, given the debts that Thames Water has. I think the potential willing is there. The question will be, when we go back in a couple of weeks' time, will we actually see the government deliver on that?
Okay. Well, enjoy. And when does Parliament actually reconvene?
1st of September.
1st of September. So, okay, right. And what are MPs sort of mostly doing now? You're not all off on a jolly then? Well, you're not on holiday.
No. So I've been going around the constituency doing various visits and all the meetings that I run out of time for during when Parliament's in session. Have had a few planning break at the end of the holidays, and also we try and have a bit of a balance. I know lots of colleagues and I have sort of said, right, well, I'll have some lighter days, a bit more flex, a bit more reading, but also we get out there and meet our residents, because we can't do the job unless we know what people are thinking.